All right, so we just watched Doctor Strange.
I'm a spooky magic man. I'm wearing. You can't see it, but I'm wearing a costume. I love this movie.
I love lasagna.
Nah, it's fine.
Yeah, it was.
Great. I like it a lot.
movie.
I like it a
It
lot.
was an all right flick. I think. Personally, I still think not as much as I did before, but I still think it's just a razzle dazzle film. I kind of like.
Devin is weirdly negative on this movie.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Especially watching it, he's like, this sucks.
I didn't say it sucks. I had an enjoyable time. It was a lot of
Shit on
fun.
it pretty hard, and I was like,
Yeah.
I was like,
It was a lot of fun.
Devin's got hang-ups about magic. A magician killed his father.
No, I don't know. I just felt like the movie was mostly special effects. I felt it was a waste of Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen
I think-
as good as he could be.
He was a great. Mads Mikkelsen is always great, but I felt like the villain was Mads Mikkelsen as the villain was
His motivation
Basic.
could have been better.
basic.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. He could have stretched his motivation out. Although, I don't know. Rewatching it this time, I realized how much more thematically connected the movie is.
Oh yeah, I love this movie.
Like I was really paying attention to like how time is such a big factor and how it's I don't know like
No, it is.
and everything with
all the watches.
yeah all the watches. How Doctor Strange is kind of wasting. his life away.
even like Time and Love with the watch from
yeah.
Christine.
A lot of thematic.
The watch from Christine, it breaks and
Yeah.
like.
I really love that the final scene with the ancient one.
I think that's one of Marvel's best scenes. period.
Honestly, yeah, it's both like visually beautiful, but also just like emotionally very. It's good. I like it. It's perfect motivation for him to be a superhero.
Yeah, well, because it's philosophy, but it's
Yeah.
also just like it's a motivational speech wrapped in with philosophy, and I think it's very well done. And it gets me every time, and I'm always surprised because I always think that Doctor Strange for me, I always view it as like kind of like middle ground Marvel.
It is one of the weaker ones.
No, I would definitely put it on the more positive side.
Really?
It's but then again, like they're
all
of positives.
positive.
Yeah, they're all positives. For me, it's sitting at number 7 for me. It's right above. It's right below the Avengers, but above Iron Man 3.
Yeah, upon rewatching it again, I really do like this movie.
It's a very solid action summer
blockbuster.
Yeah.
It's not summer. It was November.
I guess. Yeah.
I do think it has.
That's still
issues.
summer to me.
I think the humor misfires a lot.
Yeah,
of times
I
in
would
this
say
movie.
to me my biggest flaw with the film in general is that I feel like it tries a little too hard to make its character a Marvel protagonist, and
Yeah.
it doesn't work.
It doesn't work always.
It doesn't always work. I feel like, especially after watching Thor Ragnarok, which is such a better, more distinct Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
This one still very much feels like, well, we got to do this because this is how it works with Star-Lord and Iron Man. They got to have that quippy, sarcastic thing, and it's just like. In Thor Ragnarok, it
works so much better.
It works.
I actually like Doctor Strange a lot more in Thor Ragnarok than.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I think he's better.
definitely. That's
Well,
Thor
because
Ragnarok
he's a fully-
that one scene in Thor Ragnarok is a better Doctor Strange movie than this.
Well,
Then-
because
yeah.
And I
this
love
movie
this.
is an origin story, and they kind of feel
But-
they pull back.
Speaking
on
of
it.
origin,
But I don't think
I would say the other big flaw I have with the movie is pacing wise. It's a movie that's just kind of split
This
in
has the
half.
longest third act of all time.
Yeah,
But-
it is just kind of a split in half movie, and that like it's just origin story, and then he's like, okay, what do we? He asks them, what are we? What do we do? And they're like, well, we're protectors of this universe because Caecilius is doing this shit. Caecilius immediately just shows up, and then they're just like, okay, we're in the third act.
I don't think
Yeah.
it being an origin story automatically makes it a bad movie.
No, it doesn't.
There are
but at
good
the same time, it
origin
does.
stories.
I think it does hamper it a lot because they feel the need to explain all of this stuff, and they feel the need to develop his character from kind of a less interesting place than he could have just been throughout the entire movie.
Mm-hmm.
And if he was just like how he was in Thor Ragnarok throughout the entire movie and it was an origin story, I'd be okay with that. But he's a different.
I wish he was.
But I kind of like that arc. Like Captain America: The First Avenger, I like what he starts as, and I like what he becomes.
So the thing is, though,
And
Captain America doesn't have an emotional arc in that. That's all a physical arc.
Yeah,
he's a perfect
basically.
person at the beginning of the movie, and he's a perfect person.
Iron
at the
Man,
end.
I still like Iron Man.
Well,
I
yeah.
think Iron Man is a better origin. I think there is a good way to do an origin story.
Yeah, I'm not doubting that there is. I'm just saying, it's about emotional arcs, and I think this one does. It starts him off in kind of a weird place.
Oh, I love the fact that
he's an asshole.
I love how they just made him a straight up asshole. Like I could totally see some like the line where he's like, "Oh, what?" Like she's like, "There are other things to live for." Oh, what? Like you?
Yeah, that is
that's a rough
whole, yeah.
that's a very rough thing for like them to be okay. I could totally see some like studio executives saying like, "You gotta change that. You can't. You're making
He's too mean.
He's too unlikable." And
But Kevin Feige's a master at Marvel.
The man respects creed and integrity.
One little thing that Zach pointed out in the movie is how the Ancient One doesn't call him Doctor.
Yeah, they put that out in the movie.
Yeah, and then they bring it back up because he tells him, he's like, "No,
I am not a master. I am not a Mister. I am Doctor Strange."
No, they do bring it up, but that's still like a dick thing to do.
Yeah.
But it's there for
because she tells him that because he's not a practicing doctor.
Yeah. It's like doctor or not anymore.
It's like I still worked 8 years. Yeah, 12 years. Yeah, 12 years. Is it 12?
Respect the man.
How the fuck you become a doctor?
Yeah, especially a doctor of his caliber.
Yeah,
he's
at that point,
the best doctor in the world. Well, I remember when watching this movie for the first time, I was a little upset by how little it tied into the rest of the Marvel universe.
I didn't have much of a problem with it.
I'm fine with it now, but like when I first saw it, I was like, he's in New York and he's not really like. I don't even think you see the Avengers Tower.
No, you do.
Do you?
Yeah, you see it when he drives out of his place for the first time. You see it in the background.
Well, because the thing is, I don't think it's a big enough. I know it's a big story, world-ending story, but it's still such a contained story.
It's also
that it wouldn't
place in different dimensions.
Yeah, it wouldn't affect the Avengers. I would see where they're coming from for Winter Soldier personally, like saying, "Hey, where are the Avengers?"
I'd say that argument makes sense for Winter Soldier, but in like Doctor Strange, like when they're in New York, they're in the mirror dimension of New York.
Yeah.
So like the Avengers can't.
It really is a contained story.
I'm not saying like no. I wish the Avengers came in. I'm like I just wish there was like maybe one or two more like fan moments, basically.
I guess.
At least that's what I felt when I first.
The Beyonce joke's fucking stupid.
It's so stupid.
It feels very. I'm almost certain that that's a reshoot because I know they brought Dan Harmon in to write some humor so they could give the movie some more jokes.
You can really feel some of the Dan Harmon's isms in this.
Yeah, like that Beyonce joke I think is his.
Oof.
Yeah,
that's rough.
I don't know. I have more faith in Dan Harmon.
No, I think they've confirmed that was his.
It's rough.
Yeah,
that makes me sad.
Yeah, it's not a good joke.
So where would you guys rank this movie?
Well, I've already said, but I put it at number 7. So I think I would give this movie, I don't know, I maybe like a 6 or 7 out of 10. I really, really enjoyed it. And my ranking of the official Marvel Universe so far, as of yet, is Guardians of the Galaxy 1, The Winter Soldier, The First Captain America, Iron Man, Civil War, Avengers, Doctor Strange, Iron Man 3, Ant-Man, Age of Ultron, Iron Man 2, Thor the Dark World, Thor, and The Incredible Hulk.
For me, I initially placed this a little lower, but I decided to bump it up. Right now, I got it at number 8, and my current list is The Winter Soldier, The First Avenger, Guardians of the Galaxy, Civil War, Avengers, Iron Man 2, Thor the Dark World, Doctor Strange, Ant-Man, Iron Man 3, Age of Ultron, Iron Man, Thor, and Incredible Hulk. So this is right above Ant-Man and right below Thor the Dark World.
Yeah, I was originally going to put it at my bottom because I remember...
That's so weird. Thor the Dark World as high as you do.
Upon rewatching it, I think it's a good-looking movie. It's got some fun character stuff. But I just enjoyed watching that movie. It's fun.
Yeah,
it's a fun time.
Originally I was going to put it at my bottom because I remember it being a fun film but having no substance. But upon rewatching it, it has substance. It's just a fun time.
It's got character.
It's got a character.
It's fun time, but I still wouldn't put it. I still would put it on my lower half. So my list is Ant-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, Captain America: Civil War, Avengers, Iron Man, Captain America: The First Avenger, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, Iron Man 2, Age of Ultron, Doctor Strange, Thor: The Dark World, Iron Man 3, Incredible Hulk, and Thor.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting where like Incredible Hulk is at the bottom because I still think it's an okay movie, but it's
fine.
Yeah.
I liked it. Yeah, I did like it more upon rewatching.
But after watching all of these better movies,
you realize that it's still at the bottom.
As much as I was surprised, how little I hated The Incredible Hulk rewatching it, it's still the bottom.
Yeah, it's still not.
very much at the
It's
bottom.
still not a great movie.
Yeah.
So we're about to watch Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. You
I'm
guys
hyped. This is
excited?
my favorite movie.
This
This
is
is my favorite
One
Marvel
of the
movie.
best. This is one
Yeah.
of the best Marvel movies.
It's going at the top. It's going to be at the top of my list. Can't wait.
It might be at the top of my list.
It's
Yeah.
definitely at
It's
the top
one of the
my list.
best.
All right.
Oh boy. Let's do it.
wait, Devin. But I have to tell you something.
Oh no. We
I've
can't
come to
stop
bargain.
We can't stop
I've
this
come to bargain,
podcast
Devin.
because the podcast has been caught in a
It's
time
a
loop.
It's a time loop. But I have to tell you something.
Oh no. We
I've
can't
come to
stop
bargain.
We can't stop
I've
this
come to
podcast
bargain, Devin.
because the podcast has been caught in a
It's a
time
loop. It's a time loop. But I have to tell you something.
Oh no. We
I've
can't
come to
stop
bargain.
We can't stop
I've
this
come to bargain,
podcast
Devin.
because the podcast has been caught in a
It's a
time
loop. It's a time loop. But I have to tell you something.
Oh no. We
I've
can't
come to
stop
bargain.
We can't stop
I've
this
come to
podcast
bargain, Devin.
because the podcast has been caught in a
It's a
time
loop. It's a time loop.